When opened in 1968, the Richland Mall in Mansfield, Ohio was designed as a state-of-the-art shopping center. The concourse was filled with fountains, foliage, and abstract art pieces. The mall was the place to be for shoppers and teens for a number of years. While the city of Mansfield would struggle as the Rust Belt lost much of its industry, Richland would continue into the new millennium as a vibrant place. But almost 25 years later, how is this futuristic mall holding up? Opening October 1969, the mall had three anchors: Sears, O'Neill's, and Lazarus, which had opened earlier in August. The mall itself was scheduled for an earlier opening, but the construction crews went on strike against their company, causing delays. Miss Ohio would be on hand to open the Sears anchor, along with Winnie the Pooh to promote the company's new merchandise line with the character. The main mall celebrated its ribbon cutting with Mansfield Mayor, along with Miss Mansfield and Miss Ontario, and Richard Jacobs of Jacobs, Visconti & Jacobs, the mall developer. After cutting the ribbon, Mayor Lemley was quoted as saying, "Get out your credit cards and get going." The next few months were packed with shows and exhibits, including a children's petting zoo, mod style show, gem and flower shows, and of course, Santa Claus. They would tout themselves as a family fun center, and events and contests for children and families would continue on for years. Each anniversary would also feature the Miss Richland Mall Beauty Pageant, which had just two criteria to enter. Girls aged 16 had to write a 50-word essay on why they liked the Richland Mall, a tradition that was kept alive until at least 1991 that I could find. For the mall's 14th anniversary in 1983, the gardens around the fountains were redone. Since opening, the mall would collect the coins tossed into the mountains and donate them to charities, estimating each annual donation somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500. They would also celebrate with an Elvis impersonator concert for 3 days, followed by a fireworks show. Local media celebrities took place in a pizza and ice cream eating contest. The Chamber of Horrors Haunted House was also an annual Halloween tradition at the mall. In 1984, the mall would come to national attention when it was released that the year's Miss Ohio, Melissa Bradley of Mansfield, had been arrested at Richland Mall for shoplifting back in 1982. The news would spark a debate if it played a role in her losing the close race as Miss America. 1985 saw a new cafe and nightclub move into the vacant Fazio's grocery tenant space, which had been the second store to open at the mall. Night Moves would transition from a sports bar to a full nightclub, much to the mall's chagrin, who felt the after-hours business was not beneficial to the rest of the center, and chose to refuse them to renew their lease in 1988. The first renovation of the mall came in 1989, when the fountains and sculptures were removed from the center court, including the large symmetrical one that featured a large copper sculpture hanging from the ceiling into the fountain, where water rushed through lighted rocks and caves. The new open area was used to hold bigger shows, such as the annual Rehab Telethon that has held its event here since 1992 until switching to a TV studio during the pandemic. The 1996 holiday season saw a cute story when a man switched places with the mall Santa for an hour, waiting for his girlfriend to come to the mall. When she did, Santa got on one knee and proposed to her surprise. J.C. Penney's would add a fourth anchor to the store in 1996, and over the next 2 years, over 100,000 square feet of retail space would come to the mall, including the food court, which was filled with palm trees at the time. In 2021, when the mall was at 95 occupancy, it would sell to the Westfield Group. A few years later, Lazarus, who had now become Macy's, would move to the former O'Neill's anchor space. Their former spot would eventually be taken over by Avita Health, who turned it into a full-service hospital, retaining the unique facade as well as the only 2 fountains remaining in the mall outside of their interior entrance. Going. As the mall had its 40th anniversary in 2009, they celebrated with 40 days of events, but the happiness was short-lived when Richland went into foreclosure in 2014. Over the following years, several new owners would purchase the mall, which was still noted as at 90% occupied in 2018. But the pandemic would hurt the mall greatly, seeing Macy's close in 2021, which left Penney's as the sole traditional anchor. In December 2023, Richland Mall was listed for sale at $3.9 million. Today, it is sitting at just 40% occupancy, though Avita has also taken over the former Sears building as well. What does the future look like for Richland? Will its interior close like so many other malls? Will it just be demalled altogether? Or will its new future owners find a way to revitalize it in a similar way to Mansfield's newer primary attraction, the tourist destination that is Mansfield Reformatory? I can only hope this once futuristic mall will stay around for years to come.